Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today is our first how-to on the channel, and we're going to be learning how to brew on the Aeropress. The Aeropress was invented by Alan Adler in 2005 and has since become a favorite among coffee enthusiasts for its simplicity and quality of the coffee it produces. The Aeropress is a great tool for brewing whether you're a newbie or a seasoned professional. This can help you get an amazing cup of coffee. Let's get into it. What you're going to need is the Aeropress and everything that comes with it, some coffee, a grinder, preferably a scale, some hot water. One of the beautiful things about the Aeropress is that you really don't need all of these things, but they're certainly helpful. So first you're going to want to measure out 18 grams of coffee. Today we're going to be using a washed Ethiopian Yirgacheffe from a local roaster in Goshen, Indiana called Embassy Coffee. If you don't often measure in grams or you have a scale that doesn't measure in grams, it is 0.6 ounces. Next, you're going to grind your coffee. I'm using a easy presso grinder that I bought some years ago. You don't have to use a hand grinder. Of course, you can use an electric grinder, but you want to make sure that you're measuring to a medium coarse grind setting. Oftentimes, the Aeropress will call for a medium fine, but for this recipe, we're going to say medium coarse. This is about the grind size you're going to want to look for. It's a medium coarse. This is an Ethiopian, so Ethiopians tend to produce more fines because they're very dense coffee. You're going to want to look for coffee that has a little bit of boulders, but pretty coarse. We're looking at kosher salt, maybe a little bit finer. This next section is where some preferences might change. I'm going to be using what's known as the inverted method. And I'll show you what that is now. You pull the tube back. I usually pull it all the way out and then just barely put it in just below that number 4, if you can see there. It's about right there right now. Then I'll place it inverted, hence the name, on my scale. And then I'll pour my coffee in. Before that, we're going to want to make sure that we put in a filter. Some people like to use 2 paper filters. For the sake of this video, we'll just be using 1. Next, pour your ground coffee in, 18 grams or so, and let's start brewing. After you've ground your coffee and put it in, you're going to want to boil your water to around 205 degrees Fahrenheit, or you're going to want to wait about 30 seconds off of boil. Great, after you've done that, you're going to want to pour in about 50 grams of water. That would be 1.9 or so, 1.8 probably ounces. After pouring that in, you're going to want to wait 30 seconds. You're going to want to give it 3 swirls. 1, 2, 3, just to encourage that initial extraction, almost like a bloom phase. While that's brewing, I would love if you guys would consider liking and subscribing and leaving a comment if you want to see some more videos like this, or if there's any brewers that you want to see a recipe for. And then once you hit the 30-second mark, you want to pour all the way up to 200 grams, and I'll give you how many ounces that is just here in a second. I tend to pour in circles. You definitely don't have to. 7.2 ounces. Once you're here, you're going to do another 3 swirl. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to let it sit until you get to 1 minute and 40 seconds. Okay, we're rounding that 1 minute and 40 second mark. I'm going to take this off, and this is where things get a little delicate. I'm gonna let out some air. You definitely don't have to do this, but I'm going to. You're gonna put your cap on, twist it there nice and secure. And now you don't wanna flip this over onto your cup. You actually wanna take your cup and flip it onto the top, and then from there, flip it over. That way, you're mess free, and then without too much pressure, you're just gonna gently push this down. You wanna take it around 20 seconds for it to get all the way pressed, but that's not too important at this point. Most of the extraction has already happened. The question now is, do you go until you hear the hiss or through the hiss? Personally, I press all the way through the hiss. There was the hiss. Press all the way through, and before taking it off, I'll pull the plunger up just a bit, just to reduce any dripping that might come off. Now this is going to be a pretty strong beverage, but thoroughly enjoyable. If you want to dilute this with just a little bit more water, you can, and I think I will do that. I just add a bit, maybe 30 grams. Cleanup with the Aeropress is also actually one of my favorite things. It doesn't make too big of a mess, and it's pretty easy to clean. You're going to take your black cap off. You're going to see your filter, which is fine. That'll go in the trash. I'll try to get a good angle on this. If you just push that all the way through, I'm going to do this super gently, so I hopefully don't make a huge mess. You push that all the way through, you're going to get a little puck of coffee. I wouldn't recommend pushing it through like this. I'd recommend doing this over your trash can, but I'd love for you guys to see this. Now you have this little puck of coffee that you can knock off straight into the trash. Then you're going to want to give this whole thing a rinse, and you're good to go. Just let it dry. Well, there you have it. A delicious brew. If you guys enjoyed this, I would love if you would consider liking or subscribing. If you want to see more content like this, give us a follow. My wife and I, we travel and do coffee shop reviews, coffee reviews, as well as some how-tos. And if you want to see some more, leave a comment. Also, I'm going to leave this recipe pinned in the comments, and it'll also be in the description if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching.